It's movie night with Will Devokees. Special guest, nobody because of COVID-19. Music by Here Come the Mummies. And because he's all dressed up with nowhere to go, here's your host, Will Devokees.
I'm still quarantining. Hello there. Welcome to Movie Night. Whoa! Welcome to Movie Night. I'm Will Devokees. This is my show. This is a show where we talk about entertainment news with no bullshit. Eat your heart out in entertainment tonight. Anyway, this whole thing was kind of a labor of love from all my friends. We all kind of came together to make this show. We wanted to make a show where we kind of poke fun of entertainment news as well as inform the public, especially indie filmmakers and indie artists, of how they can do certain things in their field. And what better of a time to start a show than during the whole COVID-19 outbreak? So I hope everybody is staying nice and safe and quarantined during the coronavirus. Be smart, folks. Anyway, so pretty much the show is entertainment news mixed with a couple of jokes. Whether you find them funny, I don't know. Or we're going to kind of go over, like, you know, where can you get the best gear on Amazon? Like, what is good? So we'll have reviews of products and whatnot. And occasionally we will have a guest in our chair. Due to the coronavirus outbreak, we will not be doing that. We will be social distancing. So, as I said, this was a labor of love for me and my friends. I always wanted to kind of do a late night talk show. And I always looked up to people like, you know, David Letterman and Jon Stewart and, of course, Mr. Craig Kilborn. People who kind of left a mark on me because I didn't have a life and I stayed up very late at night to watch them. So I want to go around the desk and just show off the set. I'm very proud of it. So if you look here, the desk itself, we'll start with the desk. It's a cheap Amazon desk that I got for about $100 that Adam Clifton and I kind of put together. Adam Clifton did more work on this than I did. He cut it out, and we wanted it to look something similar to a concession stand that you would find at your local cinema to keep us from getting sued. Ben Bostaff made some candy boxes that are kind of sort of similar to what you would see. We have scuttlebutts, Danish whales, and bitter piss seagulls next to the twigglers. So that's a pretty interesting thing here. We have a popcorn machine on the side. We will be making fresh popcorn when guests come on so they can have popcorn. And we also have a soda nozzle here, so you can have one of your favorite frosty beverages. In the back here, this show is shot in Delaware. Delaware, right? Nobody really knows about the first state. But the Indian River Inlet Bridge is a very cool thing when you pass through it. So I took a picture of this at Steve Carpen's house, and we blew it up and had some fine folks print it out. And that's our backdrop. Macabre Medicine, the poster of one of the first feature films I ever made. It's not very good. That's why you've never seen it. And because they're going to live forever, here are your headlines. Now, I know what you're going to ask. And trust me, it's a good question to ask. Where's all that canned laughter and applause coming from? That's something I've thought about myself. And we don't know where it's coming from. In the news, a lot of somber things going on right now as far as COVID-19 is concerned. A lot of deaths or unemployment. They're laying off a lot of people doing productions right now. So if you're working on a Netflix show or a movie or anything right now and you've been laid off, I feel for you. So hopefully anything that I've picked here, I try to cherry pick a few stories to help lighten the mood. In case you've been living under a rock this past week, Netflix released a show called The Tiger King on March 20th. Now, I've never seen the show. I have no interest in seeing the show at all. But if you do want to see something about the show or learn more information about it, go on Facebook. There are tons of memes that will perfectly paint a nice, beautiful picture for you of what that show entails. Mullets and all. Anyway, in case you have nowhere to go this week and nothing to do this week, next week, or hell, let's face it, the week after that, according to the Next Web and, well, a few dudes on Twitter, Pornhub has recently announced that they're allowing people to subscribe free to Pornhub Premium, completely free until April 23rd. Now, the reason why they're doing this, you're probably going like, what's this all about? Social distancing. They want you to stay home and either, you know, and stay away from everybody else. Now, of course, there is no hand sanitizer at your local grocery stores. We all know that, but you could probably find some lotion hanging around. Yay! And yes, I did do all the research on that last story. Ooh. What? Making sure you're informed. Jeez, giving a working man grief over here. God. Kenneth Turan steps down after 30 years of service to the LA Times as their film critic. Now, I found out about Kenneth Turan late in the game during the Quantum of Solace movie. We did not see eye to eye on his review, but I did respect his review. Now, the man was really well read, and, you know, he backed everything up with fact. And he was not mean-spirited, unlike most people on YouTube today who just go, movie sucked. I really appreciated everything he said about the movie. And, you know, there are bad Bond movies to some people, but I am in that category where there are no bad Bond movies. It's just like that Sex and Pizza. There are no bad sex or pizza. There are no bad Bond films unless that Bond film is Diamonds Are Forever. That being said, moving on. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson have recently arrived back from Australia after being quarantined with COVID-19. They're doing well, and they're back in their LA home. Welcome back, Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson. I can't wait to see how you guys progress and get on, and glad you guys are doing okay. Ringo Starr pushes back his 2020 All-Star Band Tour to 2021. I'm sure he's doing that with peace and love. In a statement, Starr mentions that it was very difficult for him because in 30 years total, he's probably only missed 2 or 3 gigs, never a whole tour. Warner Media pledges to set up a $100 million relief fund for laid-off production workers affected by the coronavirus shutdown. According to CEO John Stankey, said in an internal memo on Friday, we have to pause many productions for the health and safety of our employees, our community, cast, and crew. We're stepping up the commitment of more than $100 million to assist team members of those during this time. I think that's a great thing. I really do. I hope that those who are affected by coronavirus who are working for Warner Media are kind of alleviated by this $100 million relief fund for you guys that are laid off. Of course, with all news, there's some somber news. Veteran character actor David Schramm has passed away. Now, you might know him best from Wings. He has done a lot of stuff in theater over the years, including on Broadway. A little history about him. He was a Louisville, Kentucky native who moved to New York. I think he was in the first graduating class of Juilliard. He played Roy Biggins in the show Wings, which I'm a big Wings fan. I don't know about anybody else out there. I really enjoyed the show. I thought it was really good. Steven Weber was one of my favorite actors growing up as a kid. I always watched Wings and always enjoyed him. That's why the hair. But David Schramm passed away at 73. It's a shame, you know. I don't believe it's known what he passed away from. Also passing away was Master of Horror, Stuart Gordon. Stuart Gordon directed some genre films such as Reanimator, Dagon, From Beyond. He also did a lot of stuff in theater. There's a great, I would go on about Stuart Gordon. I love Stuart Gordon, but I could go on all day about him. There is a great article on Film School Rejects that they did for him in tribute that I'm going to post a link below. So check that out and give Film School Rejects a view because they're a great publication as well. It's one of the places I go to get my news. Also, last but not least, Mark Blum, known for Crocodile Dundee and Desperately Seeking Susan, has passed away. He was another great actor, another great character actor who apparently, I think he did some teaching near the end, and I know a few of the people who have worked with him and said he was just a kind man, and he did pass away from coronavirus complications. So for David, Stuart, and Mark, if we could just take a beat for them, please. Okay, that's enough of this depressing me street BS. Do we have anything funny we can cut to? Let's cut to that.
It's time for Will Devokees, Creepy Usher.
I can take your ticket, but I can also take your phone number too. Ticket, ma'am? Thank you. I've noticed you've changed your perfume. You're no longer wearing Chanel No. 5. Whoa, ladies. I'm gonna have to see some plastic, rated R movie. Thank you. Well, it says here you're an organ donor, you're 25 years old, and you live on Huey Avenue. Aren't those nice apartments right down the street from here? Gonna have to keep this. Company policy.
That was Will Devokees, Creepy Usher.
kind of creepy. That was kind of creepy. Welcome back, guys. Are you bored during this whole COVID-19 outbreak? Are you self-quarantining and watching a lot of movies, but don't necessarily have anybody to talk to about them? Well, today is your lucky day. If you have a cell phone and can film this, I don't care if it's a DSLR, camcorder, cell phone, film your review. Do about a 2 to 3 minute review of what you're watching and send it to us. All you got to do is put it on YouTube, put the title of the movie, and put Movie Night. Send that link to us here at Movie Night at movienighttalkshow@gmail.com. I believe the link is like somewhere down here. So film your reviews of whatever TV shows, movies, whatever you're watching. It can be on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, Shudder, whatever you're watching. I'd like to hear about them because there's a lot of stuff I'm trying to check out, but I'm very, very stingy with my time. So send us your reviews, movienighttalkshow@gmail.com. Much appreciated. Welcome back. Thank you. Welcome back, guys. It's been a show, but that's all I have for you guys for tonight. Yes, some of you laughed, some of you cried, most of you tuned out after 1 minute, but that's okay. We always have next week. I want to take a second, and I want to thank some of the people who helped make this show possible. Without these people, this would have never happened. So I want to thank Josh Lynch for all his technical advice, from helping us choose the lighting to the camera to getting us the right switcher that we needed. Even though this is not a live production, the switcher has come a long way and done a lot of great things. Adam Clifton for making this desk look like a concession stand. You really went above and beyond. You know, I have girly hands and girly fingers. I don't really know a day's work worth anything. Adam really stepped up to the plate and helped make this thing work, and I really appreciate that. Not only that, but his music that he's done, not only for this show, but for the movies I've done over the years, has been amazing. So if you ever need a movie composer, Adam Clifton is the guy. I'm sure he can work cheap and do some really good work for you guys. He's very passionate about it. So if you need him, give him a call. Ben Bostaff for being a really good friend over the years and a true consummate professional. You know, you really have gone above and beyond for me and this show. You've done, you know, the candy boxes for me, but also some certain graphics for the show, and again, other things, digital effects over the years for my movies. So if you ever need a digital guy, you know, call Ben. Just make sure you can afford him. He's pretty expensive. Caitlin Manning for constantly pushing me to get the show done and being a good line producer. So I really appreciate that, and hopefully you won't quit again. I want to thank Jonathan Rodriguez. Thank you for buying the camera that we needed so desperately in a time where I didn't have the funds. You helped step up and got me this camera because you truly believed in me. I want to thank my grandparents for, again, believing in me. Everything I've ever done is apparently amazing to them, even though it's not amazing to other people. I want to thank Here Come the Mummies for letting me use their song. You know, they took a risk. They were letting me use their song for the intro and outro. Pants, again, Here Come the Mummies, great band. Always loved them ever since I heard them on Bob and Tom. And I want to thank, last but not least, Mr. Craig Kilborn, Craigers, as they call him. Thank you for your morsels of advice and just for constantly, you know, giving me a thumbs up every once in a while. You know, it might not be much to you, but it really meant a lot to me, Craig. So thank you. You're the reason why I do this. And also, you know, I want to thank Dave Letterman, Jon Stewart, and Howard Stern. You know, Howard Stern's a great interviewer. He's who I looked up to. It's the reason why I wanted to do this show. Same thing with David Letterman. I wanted to create a talk show that I could, you know, kind of sink my teeth into. Something I really enjoyed and liked doing. Ever since I was a kid, I always grew up watching David Letterman and Jon Stewart and Craig Kilborn. And I just think that what they did was great. The humor, the variety that they added to their shows, the way they interviewed people. I would not be the same person without them. So I want to thank them. And I want to thank all of you for watching. I want to thank you guys for watching and supporting me, whether you're a friend or a fan, or maybe this is the first time you've tuned in and you're just here to get free shit. Either way, I really appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in to Movie Night. This is your martini shot for the night.